Before I dive into the nitty gritty of this video, I think it's important to give some context. Picture me sitting on the toilet after a long days of work taking a dookie. While I'm taking a dookie, I'm sitting there thinking of a new video idea, but nothing's coming to me. I'm empty. I then contemplated the idea of me not posting a video this week at all. Just going dry, just for the sake of quality and authenticity. And then I laughed the idea off completely. Kept trying to think of more ideas and something really interesting to talk about, something to give you guys, but then it hit me. Why can't I just take no for an answer? Why can't I just distance from my work? Why can't I just be okay with the fact that an idea isn't coming to me organically and authentically? Why is the idea of me distancing myself from my creative endeavors funny or a joke to me? Because it's all cool to say that you're on your grind and you're using your time wisely, but how wisely are you using your time if the thing that you're pursuing, A, doesn't fulfill you, and B, burns you out of your relationships, burns you out of your mental sanity, and just your life overall, your authenticity, your organic way of finding purpose and being influenced? To me, that just started to sound like self-engulfed madness and is the opposite of what 1900 is supposed to be. 1900 is supposed to promote loving yourself along this journey. Easier said than done because we all fall into that trap anyways. We sacrifice our sanity and the joy of actually being inspired naturally for the sake of grinding, going in day by day, working hard, progressing every day, and in hopes that it will someday lead to some sort of freedom, not realizing that you're already free as it is. There are many problems with this existentially, but before we run into them and the power of distance, what's up 1900 family? It's Men's TV bringing you back 1900 thoughts from the dome to your phone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on anything you found interesting within this video. For sure. Now, in today's generation of motivational gurus and red pill centrics, the idea of a man taking a day off or a distance from his work is humiliating. We live in a time where not reaching your goals at the age of 19, 20, 21 means that you're a failure, and you should probably pursue something else rather than the goal you're already pursuing. That's where the red pill centrics come in to tackle the issue of the insecurity of not reaching your goal. You'll keep going in day by day, even if it doesn't feel nice anymore, even if it doesn't feel good, just so you can say that you did it. The insecurity tied down to working hard is the reason that you're insecure in the first place. Let me explain. See, becoming 1% better and actually developing as a human being within your art or just as a person does not necessarily mean working hard or going onto your graft day by day by day. From experience and observation, I have truly seen that the best evolutions within life comes from when you take time away from your goal, when you take time away from your passion so you can have that time for self-reflection and self-admiration. What are you proud of and what have you been doing right thus far? What have you been doing wrong? Reconsider those things and really see if it's benefiting you and if it's going to take you further, or if you should recalculate. And if you need to pour more time into other areas of your life as well. We have seen many times in the music industry that young stars that get their fame too quickly are too pushed by the labels. The pressure to keep their image intact makes them indulge into that life of fame a little bit too much. We've seen stars like Justin Bieber go from a sweet little boy playing a guitar on YouTube to going to hang out with Diddy for a whole 24 hours, a grown man that has no business being around a little kid that age, driving fast cars and breaking the speed limit, taking drugs. And if you see the state of Justin Bieber now, he does not look happy. And that for sure comes from those mistakes that he made in his early career, indulging into his fame ridiculously, all for the price of objective success. I say objective because yeah, it's cool that you're getting the fame, the statistics, the money, but that might not be your definition of success. What actually matters and what's going to fulfill you in the long run is your own relationship with success and how you define that. Does that involve a healthy sound and body? Does that involve healthy relationships with your family? And if so, know that that takes a sacrifice from your actual work. That means that you need to take a step back at certain occasions in order to take 10 steps forward, because no vessel that is drained through the things that it necessarily believes in and needs is going to push to the moon. You need to make sure that the foundations are in check first in order for you to move forward. We all have different morals and different truths within our life, but sacrificing them for the price of success seems endearing but really isn't worth it. Found out at that point the success really becomes lifeless, like dragging a lifeless body up a hill of disparity. Yeah. I'm really Shakespeare in this bitch. Don't play with me. The ability to detach and distance yourself away from your work doesn't come from weakness. It comes from confidence and trust. Confidence in your own ability and trust in your own ability to show up. Show up when the time is right. Take Frank Ocean, for example, a Grammy-nominated artist who has many cosigns within the industry, songs with over 100 million streams, and has pretty much become a staple within pop culture within this generation. With all that being said, it would be reasonable to say, Frank Ocean has over 10 albums, plenty of EPs, plenty of singles, but no. He doesn't have any of that. One thing I admire about Frank Ocean is, although he's prolific, he remains mysterious, separating his private life and taking it very serious as opposed to his music career. And even with that, he remains one of the most popular artists to date, even with little social media presence and not releasing an album for nearly a decade. Some would go as far to say that Frank Ocean doesn't even want to be an artist anymore. But that's not true. The key ingredient to Frank being able to distance and detach from his work is confidence. See, it is a lot easier to distance yourself away from something when you know you left it off on the right impression. It is the reason that people keep going back to their exes even though they said goodbye to their exes, but they may have left off on a bad note. Know what I mean? That should be wanting you to go back, rewrite it, and then keep going forward. No, when it's done, but you gotta make sure when it's done, you do it correctly. Frank does what needs to be done, nothing more and nothing less. And like I said, his album has fed us for a whole decade. That's quality, not luck, and not just pushing something down our throat. When I say he literally has little to no marketing within his music strategy, I mean it. This guy just shows up and then ghosts. This then allows Frank to focus on his personal life and overall well-being. However, had he become so obsessed with his music and dropping continuously, he would have never been able to see the impact a single album can have on a generation. He would have just swerved past the moment completely, and it would have seemed kind of meaningless. I can really say that I think the reason Frank Ocean is successful is the fact that he distances from his work. It's the law to the attach. I don't know why you're up here now. Hey, it's the Men's TV setup. The law of detachment. Realizing that the outcome of situations are not in your control. People's reactions to your music are not in your control, and whether they like you as a person or not is not in your control either, which gives you the ultimate freedom. As opposed to trying to make everything like the perfect comic strip storyline, you get to have errors and not feel a type of way about it. You get to do things on your terms and your terms only. Living life in a reckless way. Putting out art when you feel like it, when you know the time is right, when you know the inspiration has met you halfway. Not clinging onto it so desperately and waiting for the right moment. Just doing things organically. Playboi Carti is actually a great example of this too. Someone who is very minimalistic within his online presence and the way he releases music. By stepping away from the spotlight even when it's so easy for Carti to attain, he allows himself to step away from the online pressures by media and his fans. I also believe that this is the reason he has such a close fan base and has built such a deep relationship with them. See, although ironic, when Carti drops music, even when it's rare, it actually means something. Music isn't just music that the label told him to release, it's music that Carti told himself to release because he was ready. Carti lets the music be a reflection of him, what he's inspired by and where he's at in life. The fact that Carti waits is what allows him to produce such excellent music and makes people want to listen when he speaks. With albums being spread so far apart, Carti not only allows his fans to appreciate his presence even more, but also gives him time to find himself emotionally, spiritually, so he can improve his sound. You see, and that's the thing, a lot of people talk about scarcity and how you can be more desirable the less that you're available, but I don't think that's always the case. Like, imagine if you haven't seen a close friend for a minute and the last thing you spoke about was you two improving your life and meeting each other halfway, and then you just come back a few years later to see that the friend is now a drug addict, has had a few kids that he doesn't take care of, he's a deadbeat dad, and is just a bum. That's crazy. It's not gonna be appreciated when you see him. The time that they spent away when they came back had no impact because they did nothing. They are still in the same place. They're still stuck. They're still the same, if not worse. That's the thing. Distance gives you that option. Do you want to be in the same place, or do you actually want to take time to reflect on yourself and areas of your life that you need to improve? Distance doesn't always mean laziness, but it could mean reworking the kinks, reworking the foundation that uplifts the fundamentals within anything that you're doing. What toxic masculinity pushes as self-hate is actually self-love. It's Men's TV, back on 900 Thoughts. I'm out.